The first thing you notice about the small town of Wufu is that every building is still standing except one, the primary school. As many as 200 children were killed here, crushed to death when 3 stories of cement came crashing down. At the school gates, some parents have left their children's ID cards. Others still cling to them, like Bi Kai Wei. When the earthquake struck, he came rushing from the nearby factory where he worked and started digging with his bare hands. We tried to save as many children as we could, he says, but these concrete slabs were too heavy, we couldn't move them. 5 hours later, he found his little girl, Yue Xing, near the building's only exit. They were so innocent, he says. The scene was like a slaughterhouse, says his wife. The children were in piles. They were all bodies. Bi and his wife and all the parents here believe their children weren't killed by the earthquake, but rather by a building which was a death trap made of cheap, shoddy material and unsafe construction. If this was a decent building, my daughter wouldn't have died, this woman says. This is all that's left of part of the cement ceiling above one of the classrooms. This is the steel rod holding it together. It's incredibly thin, almost like wire. You can bend it with your bare hands. And the general rule is the less steel there is in a building, the less strength it has. So when it shakes, it breaks. According to state media, almost 7,000 school buildings collapsed during the earthquake. And government officials have promised to find out why that number is so high. And they say the guilty will be severely punished. Perhaps when the schools are rebuilt, they'll meet the same construction standards as this government building, just a few miles away from Wufu's primary school and virtually untouched by the quake. John Vos, CNN, Wufu, China.